to see you again. I just knew you'd make it.
Wait, don't forget me.
Oh, wait a second.
Okay, thank you.
Aren't there rules or regulations?
Yes, I made it in.
Here you are at last. What's been happening back on Earth?
You know, same old stuff that's always in the news. Wars, crime, and fighting. Most of the fighting now is actually between candidates for the next elections. But most people are the same as they always have been, quietly living their lives the best they can.
I don't know. I don't think, yeah, it doesn't fit. No.
It's fine.
How are things going back at Emmanuel? Is Pastor Al still there?
Yeah, but we're so lucky to have him. There's always so much that needs to be done, and Emmanuel needs to keep him forever.
Does he have any help?
We had Pastor Brian with us for 3 years, but he just took an interim call to be the pastor at Kennard.
Well, the volunteers had better get busy because there's a lot to do. And they better pitch in and find someone to help him. We've had at least a pastor or a lay assistant for most of the time since 1930. That's for 80 years.
Practically all of us can't remember back that far, but some of our parents used to tell us about the old days.
Well, my folks were charter members of the first congregation. It was called Holy Trinity. They started out meeting in a school building, and then they built a wooden church at 90th and Harney. That would have been just about 1900. Practically all the members were farmers.
You see, Pastor Cisco was the pastor. He was a really busy man. Besides being pastor at Holy Trinity, he started a mission church in Benson in around 1911.
That's right. They had a tough time getting it started. They had to meet in the Oddfellows Hall for a while.
Remember the Sunday school then? No problems getting teachers. Pastor Cisco taught the big kids, and the missus taught the little ones.
Yes, and half of the lessons were on the Bible story, but the other half were to teach them the basics of the German language.
Okay, now repeat after me. Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf. Very good.
Hey.
Some gifted kids, I'll tell you. Yeah.
After a short time in the Oddfellows, they were able to use the basement of the Swedish Lutheran Church.
Class dismissed.
Well, they had segregation in those days too. The men and boys sat on one side and the women, girls, and babies on the other side.
Then they built a house at 59th and Word Street, which they used as a church until Benson and Holy Trinity combined and merged in 1920.
That's when they built the church where it is now. It cost almost $70,000. That was a lot of money in those days.
Well, it took a lot of faith and a lot of work from everyone.
Speaking of hard work, remember the Brooders, Kate and Ott? Riding in from the farm on their galleon steeds. Wow. They used to come in from their farm every Saturday night to clean the church and start the fire in the furnace. You did a fine job. I think that you've worked a long time and now you're probably tired and want to lay down on the pews.
Yes. Yes, then they would sleep on the church pews so that they could get up very early Sunday morning to tend the fire and to get the church warm for the services, like it is now.
You know, in addition to that, Kate even played the organ for the services. Okay, sometimes she had to wear gloves if the furnace didn't get going quite good enough soon enough. Get out.
So many people have worked hard all these years trying to be of service to others in the best way they could.
During the First World War, they cut and rolled bandages for the soldiers.
Thousands of awesome quilts have been created for people throughout the years.
Layettes, hats, scarves, and mittens, school kits, health kits, and more.
And all the things you'd expect church members to do. Teach Sunday school, sing in the choir, everyone. Wait, sorry, I lost my place. And work with the youth groups.
Which reminds me, if it wasn't for the youth group, we called it Luther League then, we wouldn't have our beautiful pipe organ. The kids put on plays, they sold refreshments, they did various stunts, they did all sorts of things to raise the money to buy that.
You know, but here we are talking about what all of us have done. How about giving the credit where it's really due?
What do you mean? We all worked hard, and we've accomplished a great deal. We deserve to be proud of our church and of our congregation.
No! We only did what we were supposed to do. And sometimes we didn't even do that much. God is the one that deserves the credit for the fact that this congregation has existed for so many years.
Yes, God has given us good pastors to teach us and to lead us.
He's given us faith to keep going in spite of hard times and differences of opinion.
Most of all, I think He has given us love and concern for each other. I think that that is what has kept us together as a congregation, caring, loving, wanting to share that tremendous love that He has shown for each one of us.
Yes, it is God's love that makes us share the good news with our neighbors and with our friends.
It's God's love that inspires us to teach Sunday school or a Bible class.
It's God's love that brings volunteers for a dozen different jobs, singing or sweeping, serving on the council, or raking leaves.
And that's the only way we will still be here as a congregation in even 5 years, by letting God's love show in everything we do, to everyone we meet, and by seeking to do His will always and to serve Him.
The end.
Thank you. We now return you to our regularly scheduled meeting.